right? So I have to give my pick up to the awesomely cool giant robot first-person game, Titanfall. Did any of you guys check out Titanfall?
Yes.
Yes, but honestly, it just felt like Call of Duty.
Well, it's made by the guys that made Call of Duty, so that can be why it was familiar to you. I don't know. All the mech play is really what got me, and the fact that you're going to be able to do things like jump into a mech, do crazy stuff like pull people out of their mechs, shoot people that have ejected out of their mechs in the air. When you're not in the mech, you're gonna be able to climb up and like rip out the paneling and shoot it in the mechanical brain. Like there's a lot of crazy ass first person gameplay elements thrown in there. It kind of reminds me of Battlefront and Halo if you mix those two games together. If that makes any sense. Oh, Sebastian.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rachel? I take it you checked out Titanfall as
Yeah,
well.
I just wasn't impressed because the mech stuff is cool, but still the underlining gameplay is still very Call of Duty. I didn't feel like redressing the characters really added that much more difference to the actual game experience.
There's giant freaking robots. Where are the giant robots in Call of Duty?
Just like I said, it doesn't matter. You redress a game doesn't mean the bare bones of the actual gameplay mechanics change.
Giant robots
You have
always
cool
matter.
big-ass mechs, yes, that's awesome. But in the end, I'm still getting the same game as Call of Duty. It just looks different. And that is not enough of a change of a game for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that the dynamic between having a lot of combat that takes place inside buildings between people and then having a bunch of combat that takes place in giant mechs outside of those buildings creates like two different worlds going on. And like I don't know, what other shooters do you play beyond like Borderlands really? Like
Are you
first person
challenging my shooter knowledge? Are you
Bioshock,
seriously
what?
challenging my shooter knowledge right now?
Bioshock Infinite.
I'm gonna have to go over here. So in this little box. Look, now I have a little
wow.
tiny box.
Yeah, if Sebastian can fix his stuff.
Come on. It's all Google's fault, dude.
All right. Well,
Blame Google.
now I gotta fix all this junk. Great. All right. Well, while I'm doing that, Miss Sassy Rachel, why don't you tell us what your first person shooter pick is?
My first person shooter pick was Wolfenstein New Order. I think that game looks phenomenal. It played really well. That's another game that has big mechs and robots in it if you want mechs and robots. And this time they're big mech robot Nazis and Nazi dogs. It was like the kind of ridiculousness of Duke Nukem, but serious and fun. And I got to play it. I played, I think, the PC version. No, wait. I don't know what version I played. I played something. And they also showed us a video of it, and the video they showed was this amazing scene with this older lady and her young sexy boy toy, and their encounter under the table was quite interesting. It was just, I loved every second that I got to see of Wolfenstein.
Nice. Yeah,
And
I
play.
did not.
I love getting to play it too.
I did not get any time with Bethesda.
Dude, you're gonna love it. I know you're gonna love Wolfenstein. It was so awesome.
I mean,
I don't
it is
know.
from the father of first-person shooters. If you think about it, Wolfenstein. I mean, that was basically the first-person shooter that was out there, and it's the evolution of it. And shooting. I'd rather shoot Nazis in any game any day. I mean, like who likes Nazis? So I mean, I'm looking forward to it.
Nazi money.
Real quick, to the gamer me, when I was talking about Titanfall, I never said anything negative about mech games. So just because I said Titanfall wasn't anything for me, doesn't mean I can't like another game that's got robots and mechs. I was actually talking about gameplay, not what was in the game. So,
You're talking about gameplay, not what was in Like,
I don't care if it's a mech. That's not a selling point for me. The selling point's the actual gameplay. He's saying that I can't diss your Titanfall game because it has mechs, but then talk about another game that has mechs in it. That doesn't
I don't
make sense.
know.
I'm talking about gameplay. And when I say I don't know what I played it on, because sometimes you can play it on PC, you're playing the PC build, but they give you a 360 controller, so you can't base what build you're playing on based on just the controller. Sometimes you're playing it on the 360, and sometimes you're playing it on a PC with the 360 controller. Sometimes you don't know which build you're playing unless you specifically ask. I didn't specifically ask, so I don't know which system I was playing it on.
So, see, here's the thing about it, though. The Wolfenstein game, they made a Wolfenstein game like a year or two ago that was, like, really, 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 really bad.
Like
I know, but this one's really good. You didn't play it, so you can't judge because you didn't see it and you didn't even play it. I played it. I actually played it, and it was really good.
Okay. All right. If you say so. I don't know. I just think Nazis, it's just like Call of Duty, but with Nazis.
There's nothing about Wolfenstein that you can compare with Call of Duty. Nothing about Wolfenstein.
They're both first-person shooters.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The gameplay styles, the weapons, the ridiculousness of the weapons, and the overkill of everything is completely different than Call of Duty.
I'm just giving you a hard time now, Rachel.
You can't talk about games you haven't played. That's not allowed.
I just did, just to egg you on a little bit, but I'm done egging you on now. Bobby, what was your first person pick? Of
Destiny.
Destiny.
I'm gonna have to go with Destiny. It was one of the more one of the most high profile games there, and seeing it at the PlayStation 4 press event, I really enjoyed it. It actually showed, despite it crashed a few times, it did show off the power of the PlayStation 4. I'd like to see what they're going to be doing with it for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 as well. I'd like to see what's the difference there. It's a great game. It's a great concept. It's Bungie. And, you know that other little game that they created a while back, seemed to have a lot... longevity and a good
Marathon. Yeah, I love that game.
Yeah, Marathon's really popular.
Yeah, I love Marathon. One of my favorite game for Apple ever. But really, Destiny, I'm looking forward to it. I like the concept of an open world MMO-esque first-person shooter, and as I said, I'd rather shoot aliens than anything. And the different character classes, it looks good. It has the elements of Star Wars in there. It looks like a fun game for fans of Halo, which I'm a Halo fan, but I haven't liked Halo for a long time. I wasn't a big fan of 3 and 4, so I feel this is coming back to the roots of why I liked Halo, that adventure, that space science fiction adventure that I'm looking forward to, and I like it. I'm looking forward to Destiny. Plus, Paul McCartney is on the soundtrack. He's doing some... he's composing some of the soundtrack, so
Live and Let Die.
Cool.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
I'm excited for this game. So excited.
I feel like it's like Bungie wanted to do a Halo MMO for a while, and it got canceled. And I feel like this is them being like, well, why don't we just call it Destiny, and we'll put it out on all the major consoles, and like no one will know the difference. And
but it's not a Halo MMO.
It's not a Halo. It's not a Halo game. But all that company has done for like the last 10 years is Halo.
Yeah, it still feels very Halo. Like it's not Halo, but it's still very Halo.
Exactly.
Like Destiny.
With some Mass
Halo.
Effect and some Borderlands mixed in.
Yeah, I feel that, but I feel it also has a lot of... So Halo is no longer fresh. You're still fighting grunts. You're still killing the same exact enemies, and I feel this is Halo. It has the elements of Halo, the descendancy of Halo, but it's actually still fresh again, which Halo hasn't been for a long time.
Yeah, I think so. But elements like the AI assistant that will go and do stuff for you, and the weaponry looked really similar. Also, the character design, I still feel has that streamlined, futuristic Master Chief sort of look to it. in a lot of places. But
Well, there's like
I'm
several
curious.
different characters you can choose from, you know.
Yeah, but the one thing I don't like about Destiny, I don't like the idea that it will take several years to complete a game of Destiny. It's like it's really ambitious. It's super ambitious, but a first-person shooter being able to hold people's attention for that long is.
I don't think this is a first-person shooter first. This is an MMO first.
You think it's
I mean,
it's
the fact that it's got like instances and things in a living world where you're running around and all of a sudden this boss will pop up at that time and you're like, you tell the world, hey, there's a world event here. This is an MMO first, an MMO that's a shooter. I don't think it's a shooter first.
You think so? But I mean, what does that change as far as like the value of continuously playing it?
Because that's what an MMO does. An MMO is meant to keep you playing, to keep you in that world with world
Yeah.
instances and events happening and different things going on. A shooter, yeah, you just
Yeah.
go around and you can finish that soon. But an MMO, a well-done MMO, keeps your attention for months and months and months by constantly introducing more events and
Yeah.
instances.
So my question, the question I'm asking is,
longevity in games, I feel, is a problem. So actually, I'm glad they're doing something different rather than just a 5-hour gameplay thing and I'm done. Let me see. Offer me something different. It might fail, but at least they're doing something different.
see, like I don't necessarily want to play a first-person shooter that's longer than 12 hours. I mean, Borderlands 2 or the Borderlands series probably being like an exception. But what I'm saying is it's just like being an MMO and an FPS and trying to hold people's attentions for like, I think they said it was like 7 years to beat the game or something like that. Like, I
That's
just
what
don't.
an MMO is, though. An MMO is something you're supposed to be playing for years. I mean,
I
look
am-
at how long
nobody's-
WoW's been doing.
Nobody's arguing that fact. What I'm saying is taking a first-person shooter and trying to put it in that MMO environment and give it the longevity of an MMO seems like a pretty difficult thing. Like I've been playing Defiance, and like it's only been about 3 or 4 months, and I'm already playing less and less of Defiance. You know, that's what I'm saying. Is taking
Right, but
taking,
there are other MMOs out there that are shooters as well. So, and you can get guns as your weapons, and they've still shown that they have the longevity. I don't think just because it's a first person that it won't be able to last for years.
I don't know. I want to finish the game, and I just don't think I'd be able to finish it. That's
What MMO can you finish in 12 hours? That's not possible. That's the point of an MMO, that it's supposed to take you months upon years to actually finish.
nobody's.
I've been playing Guild Wars forever, and
You-
I still haven't completed the
you-
story mode. But you're saying that you aren't going to like it because with an FPS you want to finish the game in a certain amount of hours. And I'm trying to tell you, but Destiny is an MMO first, and you don't finish an MMO in a few hours. So you can't judge Destiny as an FPS if Destiny is actually an MMO first. FPS for Destiny is just the actual gameplay, but the actual game is an MMO.
Did Rachel's opinion just stop the stream?
I don't know. I just.
Bam! It's hit flat. She's got it. She's got it. Come on, Blake.
Oh,
I
you want to
agree
hear
with
it?
her on this. I chose Destiny
No, I mean,
for several
yeah.
for
I mean,
the
it's-
reasonings.
it's
I
just-
mean,
but you chose it as a first-person shooter. You just choose
it is a
not an
first-person
MMO.
shooter, but it has a different element. It's not a pure MMO, and it's not a. But it is a first-person shooter, but with major MMO elements to it.
Yeah. Well, she's saying it's an MMO with FPS elements, and you're saying it's an FPS with MMO elements. Like, I'm saying that if it looks to me like a Halo game put in an MMO world, and I don't really want to play 7 years of the same freaking Halo game. And
But
that's
see,
all I'm saying.
like Johnny in chat just says, FPS is just a point of view. That's just your camera fix in this. And that's why Destiny is an MMO first, because it's got the events, it's got the world events, the instances, it's got everything about an MMO. It's just that you have a first-person view. So you can say that you can play Elder Scrolls Online, and just because you're going to go into the first-person view, that doesn't make Elder Scrolls Online an FPS. I can play the whole game as an FPS if I want, but if I don't, but even if I do, that doesn't make Elder Scrolls an FPS. It's an MMO. The way I play it is different.
All right. Well, speaking of actual MMOs, or wait, Sebastian, you didn't give your first person pick yet, did you?
I didn't.
No.
We got sucked into the rant
The
hole.
rant hole. Yeah. All right.
But
So yeah,
mine
what's your
is
pick?
mine's kind of it's I got Battlefield 4 just because I mean that building falling over was pretty phenomenal.
That
That was
was rather
um,
breathtaking.
I mean like fish like moving out of the way when you like swim towards them is kind of cool, but buildings falling over is kind of amazing. And I kind of found out later, there's like a flag on the top, and once the building falls over, the flag's kind of put in the rubble of the building, and the surrounding area of the building is kind of like not like the same color. It's like all covered in ash. So like the environment kind of evolves when events like that happen in the game, which I found was pretty amazing.
Nice. Beautiful. All right. Well, there we go. One for Titanfall, one for Destiny, one for Wolfenstein, and let's see. I think that's and one for Battlefield 4. There we go. All right.